schnitzel tonight, so adding in here the bowl while Kenny cuts the chicken super thin. 2 eggs. We have about a pound, 1.7 pounds, I think was what we got from the farmer's market this morning. And I feel like typically 1 pound for me, I'll use 1 egg. So I think 1.7, it's best to do 2 eggs. So just pack 2 eggs in here, and this is for the wash. So stay tuned in how we do this. But first, while he's doing this in parallel, I'm going to be making the seasoning for the egg wash. So I like to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to do a little bit of this adobo, just a tad bit, because the breadcrumbs we got have a little bit of seasoning on them already. But this is like one of my tricks, is to add a little bit of adobo and then shred in some fresh Parmesan cheese. It gives it such a yummy taste. It looks delicious. Smells delicious too. Okay, I'm just gonna shred a generous amount into the bowl directly with the 2 eggs that I already cracked. A little bit more salt in here. And then a generous amount of black pepper as well. So a generous amount of Parmesan cheese shredded here, 2 eggs, some adobo, salt and pepper. Some of the chicken that Kenny already cut. Let me show you just like how thin. The thinner the better is a general rule of thumb for me. I like it super crispy, so this is how thin Kenny cuts it, and he's just the best at cutting it. His trick is to make sure that you fine-tune the knife right before you cook. I think it makes all the difference. And I'm just gonna let this soak in here while he cuts the rest. And then I prepare the breadcrumbs, and I'm gonna start doing the salad too. I like to just like have them chill here for a second and absorb some of the seasoning. Now, usually when we have schnitzel, we like to pair it with some burrata and a nice, yummy, fresh salad. But today we're going a little bit different. We're having some corn with our schnitzel. I'm also gonna make a little salad, but this is a wild card for us. But these look good. We're at the farmer's market. Ooh, man, I can't get this. We're at the farmer's market, and there was a lot of corn being sold. Put this to boil. Where is it? Probably just cook it on high, and then I'm just gonna cover this and let it rock for a few minutes. Okay, just give this a quick wash. I love these little tomatoes from the farmer's market. They're just so cute and small, but they are also so tasty. And I think I'm just gonna cut them kind of like this today. They're really sweet, from Rocky Farms. Now, my chicken is ready to be breaded. This is what it looks like. I've been letting it just like soak in all the flavor in here, and I like to kind of like give it some jabs here with my fork, just so it kind of sinks into the chicken. But we're gonna move on, and we're going to now put this breadcrumbs into a clean bowl, and I put a pretty generous amount in my bowl, and then simply picking up my chicken and just letting it rock in there. And if you're like me and like to kind of just go quick with these things, I put kind of like a few in here and kind of just go mixing it in this mix. And while I'm doing this, some oil on my pan. I'm going to turn my pan on to about medium high. That's a good indicator for me. So medium high, and then I like to use olive oil, but you use whatever oil you want. And the secret to schnitzel is that it covers the whole pot like this in terms of amount of oil, but you don't want to drown the chicken. So it's really just kind of like searing both sides. That's a good amount for me. And now I'm just going to let that cook until it gets to a good frying. Now while I wait for my oil to start heating up is when I come back here to my breadcrumbs and I go coating all of my chicken. Okay, it's been a little bit, so I'm going to test my oil, and the way I like to do it is get a little bit of breadcrumbs and kind of just drop it in there and see how they sizzle. So this to me is not ready yet, so I'm going to give it a little bit more and get a better sizzle going. Okay, I'm going to come back here. It's been a few more minutes, so I'm going to test it again. Perfect. Now once it's starting to give that controlled but sizzling to the breadcrumbs that I drop in. Hopefully you could hear that sizzle. That sounds perfect. So I'm going to go in and drop in my first piece here. Just move it to the side so it makes some room. Okay, the outer corners are starting to cook here, so this is when I go in and flip them. Perfect. Is set. We have a fresh tomato cucumber shallot salad, some corn, and some really crispy schnitzel. Yum.